It's available in the front. I would like to welcome all the homeowners to the Nepenthe Board of Directors meeting. Nepenthe is governed by the board, which is made up of volunteer homeowners elected to protect, preserve, and maintain Nepenthe. Our business operations will be conducted under the following guidelines. There are several guidelines here. I'm not going to read everything, otherwise I'm going to be here, or we're going to be here much longer than we want to. We encourage homeowners to attend meetings. A schedule is published in the newsletter. Feel free to ask questions of the office staff for clarification of the policies and practices of the board or its management. You may write or email the board about concerns, and your correspondence will be included with the board packet for board written response. It is the board's expectation is that we all treat each other with respect and courtesy. The board met this afternoon in executive session, and we approved the following contracts: Broad asphalt maintenance, concrete trip hazard repair. This proposal covers miscellaneous locations throughout Nepenthe. The cost is $15,896. That got approved. Then CPR, critical path reconstruction, 2315 Swarthmore siding repairs, $3,456.54. 1117 Commons siding repairs, $3,050.41. Then we approved the Grove total tree care, Swarthmore trees, $2,825. Zone 5 tree work, $21,320. Zone 6 tree work, $18,595. Then we approved indoor environmental services. The HVAC at the clubhouse return duct is in need of repairs. So we approved that $3,874. And then we approved Carson Landscape, 1117 Commons, and 2315 Swarthmore landscape remediation, shrub removal, stump removal, and remediation in selected areas in the amount of $10,265. And then also the same addresses, 1117 Commons and 2315 Swarthmore drainage installation, installed drains by downspouts at these two locations. It's about 95 feet at $5,565. And then we renewed and approved the contract with Elite, our annual contract of $2,755. That's our maintenance guy that comes on a weekly basis. So that's what we did this afternoon. So then we're coming to the general manager's report, Nicole.
Okay, so just a quick one. So website redesign is still full speed ahead. There was kind of a few hiccups with the design and kind of just making sure we get it perfect. So I'm still moving forward on that. If you ever have any feedback on the website or ways we can improve, let me know while I'm still in this process. Second, I will be on vacation from the 6th to the 16th. Yay. So if you need me, contact the staff here. If it's a more serious issue, they can contact my boss who can assist with kind of the larger scale issues you may deal with. If not, I will be back on the 17th, happy to help. The recall election, as you know, we're also mid-recall election. The date for the meeting is set for September 18th. And I have just some common questions here that I had listed. So if you have any concerns, issues regarding the recall, let me know. Check the packet for all of these frequently asked questions. If you still have questions after that, please let me know and I'll be happy to answer it. That's it.
Can I ask? Just a quick question, Nicole. On the website, is there a time? Well, there's two questions. One is we're waiting to you managed to get Ron to agree to be able to do the online tennis reservations, right, on the website.
Correct. He's working on a proposal right now for that.
He's working on the proposal. So, and that would be incorporated into the website design?
Correct. correct.
What type of timeline do we have on that? Would you say?
I mean, I would expect the proposal by the time I get back from vacation. I'll get it while I'm on vacation, to be honest. Yeah. But the board will be able to review it by October.
In October. So, but there are parameters for the online reservation. So will all be taken care of once the board approves?
Yeah, I don't even have specifics on the reservation system yet, so I wouldn't be able to tell you what it looks like, how to do it, any of that yet. So I'd have to
Okay,
get training
because
from
there are
Ron.
going to be some sort of parameters from
Oh, of
our
course.
side. So because we're having a lot of problems, of course, as you know, a lot of people are using these courts now, so it'll be good. So do you think the website will be up and running November?
I'm hoping mid-October. That's what my hope is.
So we would have to wait for the tennis
Not
reservations? to be-
necessarily,
not
we could launch without it.
launch without it and then add that once the board approves?
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay,
If we don't need to wait for that, then we could probably launch by the end of September then.
okay.
And not
then-
even have
and
that
then
extra couple
add
weeks.
The
Yeah.
online to that.
Yeah, and then we could do that after if we wanted to. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
Anybody else, any questions? Okay, construction managers report.
So just kind of quickly, I'm not going to go into his full report, but as you know, we have now started phase 2. They are done with phase 1 now. Siding and fence repairs should be complete. The painting is still need to be completed. So over the next couple of weeks, the painting should finish up over there. And then the landscape can go back in and get repaired and all of that once the painting's done. But we are full speed ahead for phase 2 and things are going really well so far. So
So I just want to add one thing on that. So far we still had some change orders, meaning additional work or some stuff subtracted, but so far a lot less than in phase 1. It seems to be a lot more accurate. What do you think, Courtney? You see it? It's a lot more accurate, isn't it?
There are a lot fewer change orders. It's getting a lot tighter in terms of what
Yes.
we originally estimated and what we are seeing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks. Okay. Anybody else questions? No? Okay. Committee updates, Architectural Committee, Alan Waters.
I'm here. I'm Alan Waters, Chair of the Architecture Review Committee. Good evening, directors. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Good.
turn up just a little bit.
I do not have anything to add to my minutes. We are asking for just recommending routine approvals from the board.
Okay. Hey, can you keep talking? We're going to turn you up a little bit more.
Yes. Yes, I'm happy to keep talking.
Okay. Oh, and you're gone.
Yes.
I didn't, she just turned you off.
That. I think
Good.
it's going on screensaver.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Good.
So maybe-
Thank you, Alan. Okay.
Good.
Thank you everyone for patience this evening.
Yes. We need to approve that. Do we need to approve anything?
Yeah, their recommendations.
Yeah. You want to make a motion since you are the one?
Yeah, motion to approve.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye. Okay, thank you. Outreach Committee, Marcy Best.
Press the button on top of the mic. That little button, just press it. Top of it. Trey, can you help her? There you go.
Okay, there we go. Thank you. So we have Music by the Pool this Sunday. It is the Howling Allen Band. And a lot of you guys came last year when he was here, got great reviews. So bring your picnic baskets and your chairs, no glass, please, and come and have a fun time at the pool. And that is at 6 o'clock. Okay. The next thing we have is we're having an artesian craft fair on October 5th. And we'll do it outside. Hopefully the weather stays good. And people can bring the things that they would like to sell that they make as a hobby or even for a living. So please see me or give me an email message that you're interested in having a table. And of course, we have Halloween coming up. And we're just starting our planning process. So if you have any great ideas, please let us know. And Jerry, I think, has tickets for the Music by the Pool, don't you?
Yes, I just wanted to say tickets are $10 and they are available in the office, or I have them and I have them at Saturday Coffee, or I just happen to have some with me here today.
Okay, any questions or? Nope.
No, thank you, Marcy. ILS committee, I don't see Jackie. How about Ricardo?
Cycled over, so I'm in my safety vest. Thank you. I don't believe that we met last month, but we've continued to discuss some improvements on the perimeter fencing, especially by the gate entrances by the pool. And I think you're probably aware of that, Marcus, because I've seen some emails go back and forth that we're making progress on that issue. So that's all I have to report.
Yes, Nicole is still waiting for proposals. So
Okay, that's all.
thank you, Ricardo. Okay, grounds committee, I saw Jim Shaw.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. We met on the 15th of August, and many of the actions that were taken related to Carson landscape and to Grove tree management were reported and forwarded to the board for action, and were reported this evening as approved. We also had all of our zone stewards presented recommendations from each zone, all of which were unanimously approved, and were also passed on to the board for positive action. One of the other things that really was very interesting this last time out was that Nick Scheibert from Carson Landscape Industries had two very interesting presentations. One was on AB 1572 Assembly Bill about water management in the coming years and the issues that may confront Nepenthe as well as other homeowner associations with the term potable water and how it can be used to or not used. And the second was another very interesting package that he put out with the help of the Carson team, was to demonstrate the difference between the different ground covers, mulch, bark, and talk about the types of materials, cost of materials, and where is their most effective use. And that is really a very timely presentation, because one of the things we're glad to report that just in the last 2 weeks, a major tract of vacant land that's been vacant, destitute for a number of years at 108 Elmhurst Circle has been remediated as kind of a test kitchen. It's on a gentle slope, and the use of felt and river rock to present bark runoff or silt runoff during rains is there, and hopefully that, or as a prototype or something, a variant on that theme may be something that the board will really consider, because there are a number of areas, lots of areas, not a number of areas in our association grounds that really need some help. Not only large tracks or larger tracks, but also as we walk up our alleys, there's virtually, in many places, no ground cover. Teresa McCracken in Zone 1 just sent over a list, an extensive list. And the comment back is, the request was, could we do something about this? And the general reminder was, Zone 1 is one of 7, and this is a problem that exists throughout the association. So that will be one of the things we're going to be trying to look forward to as the grounds committee moves forward this coming fall. And Liaison, would you like to offer any additional comment?
Well, I think the presentation, stay up there, yeah, just because because you can, I think the presentation was good. I think the bark replacement options were very good as well. And I think, are you planning for the grounds committee to then review the possibilities of, like Teresa had sent in something on
Yes.
bark?
Yes.
Because
the
the
idea-
area needs something done, right? Everywhere.
It is everywhere. And whether we take just what we call Zone 1, Teresa's turf, or expand it beyond that and ask each zone steward to come up with a sweet list for consideration.
Yep.
We haven't really formally discussed yet, but just heads up, this is going to be an active area of interest, because it's getting to be something other than just, I'm going to blink and walk by. And then follow on, God knows when, we have a very similar area issue with turf remediation, but given AB 1572 and what may happen there, plus budget and a lot of other things, that one's just out there a ways.
So we tabled 3 proposals for turf remediation. Are you planning to bring that back to discuss based on Nick's presentation and get the committee to
That's
discuss?
yet to be determined. I think what we'll probably ask the board for is some guidance and policy in regards to this, because both of these are not just quick fix one lot.
Correct.
These are systemic. And I think we can recommend like crazy, but guess what? This is something that is really a community issue, and we're going to ask for some help there first, and then we can run with it.
Yeah. Any other questions here?
Yeah, I'm interested in the 1572. Am I reading this correctly? That Nick was basically saying the details are still in development. They're being written, the rules and things, and he's advising that we don't make set plans until the city has a program in place?
That is correct.
Okay.
That he also questioned whether or not the city would ever have the resources to enforce, both to go out and then red flag and then come up with something that's meaningful in the way of teeth to make us AB 1572 compliant. Plus, there's another issue or possibility that the state lobbying group may find some way to come up with a definition of, I don't want to say potable water, but water that could be used to possibly deal with some of these large green areas. I mean, if you've got a golf course, with all due respect, my backswing is now 6 inches because of my right shoulder. But the idea here is, look, motels can do this. They have large tracts of turf. A lot of folks around us that have what we think to be fairly similar usage or requirement have been exempted from this assembly bill. So there may be some work on the interpretation side as well as the court of last resort is the city and how eager are they to tackle it. So I think all of these things are coming together to say, Nick says, hey, let's just hold off. And maybe we'll deal with that with another conference and discussion with Nick, maybe 6 or 7 months from now.
And Nick is going to continue with Carson, right? And follow this bill and be available to us for
That's our
consultation?
understanding. He is the specialist within Carson Landscape Industries to deal with this issue and this problem, because it's not just us.
Okay.
Okay, other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Thanks. Okay, Finance Committee, Carol Duke. Thank you. Any questions from the board? All right. Election Committee, we have an application from someone to who would like to be part of the Election Committee. We need to vote on Joanne Massoni. Does anybody want to make a motion to approve her to the committee?
I'll move to appoint her.
And I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
thank you. Are you gonna notify her?
No, I thought she would just figure it out on her own.
All right,
No, I'm just
okay.
kidding. Yes, of
Well,
course
good
I will
luck,
notify
surprise,
her.
okay. All right, thank you. Homeowner correspondence. Any questions from the directors? No, okay, awfully quiet, all right. Homeowner comments, correspondence, follow-up. Cheryl, as usual, did a good job. Any comments and questions on that? No, okay, all right. New business, open session minutes from August 7th. Anybody want to approve those?
I'll make a motion.
And I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, how about the financial statement from July 2024? Anybody want to make a motion to approve those?
Make a motion to approve.
Okay. I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and then next is going to be the homeowner forum. How about if we start over here on the left? Anybody on the left? Okay, John Baker.
Thank you, Marcus. John Baker. I'd like to thank the board for taking some action on this reservation system for the tennis courts. It was absolutely crazy on Sunday. We had 4 groups wanting to play on 2 courts. But I would also like to thank the association for cleaning the courts, because the court down on campus on Commons Drive can be played on now. The only problem there is that there's no water and there's no bathroom. So you got to be a little circumspect when you play down there. So anyway, I would encourage the board to get this taken care of. Okay, thank you very much.
Are you telling us you would like us to install some bathrooms over there?
Well, absolutely. Could we include that?
No
in the,
problem.
In the capital improvement program? Thank you.
Thank you.
Are the problems on the tennis courts weekends or during the week? Because you play there during the week as
The
well, right?
biggest problem is on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday mornings.
Uh-huh.
There's getting a lot of use during the week as well. There's been some conflicts during the week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there really has. I play during the week and there's been some conflicts.
Okay.
I think the court down the street will alleviate some of that. But once again, frankly, us geezers who play tennis need a bathroom,
Yeah.
and there's no bathroom down there.
Well, then maybe there should be an age thing. We just say anybody over the age of 50 should be there on the
Yeah.
main clubhouse,
Yeah.
the rest.
Okay, so anyway,
Yeah.
so appreciate the efforts of the association to take care of this. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
John.
John.
Anybody else over here? No? Okay, I'm gonna go to the right side. Okay, how about you, Terry? No, we brought it up. The whole.
Jerry Dunn, I live at 716 Elmhurst. I wrote a letter to the board asking for a vote for flood insurance. We did discuss it. It wasn't put up on the board. It's the third time we've been asking this for a couple of years. A lot of people have. I've been getting lies. I'm saying lies. I'm gonna call it the way it is about reasons. Yeah. I've only got 3 minutes. I'm sorry. We only have, I was receiving lies and reasons why we can't have a vote. They say it's against the CCNRs, which is totally a lie. CCNRs only require flood insurance, fire insurance, not flood insurance. If NFPA says we're in a low risk area, if our mortgage companies don't require flood insurance, when they have a lot of a lot of money involved here, then why should 3 members of the board be able to decide that we can't have a vote? I mean, flood insurance is a luxury item. A lot of you guys will disagree with me, and I'm fine with disagreeing with me. But I think we should be able to vote because this is a democracy, and on a luxury item that's going to cost us about $400,000, we ought to be able to make that decision altogether, not just those 3 people make that decision. When I say, I'm going to say there's cover-ups, I want everybody to take a look at your August newsletter. August newsletter. Okay. I want you to take a look at your August newsletter, okay? And you're going to find something that's very blatantly omitted from the newsletter. You know what that is? A cash flow report. Every newsletter since I've lived here has always had a cash flow report. This one, and this is for 2 months ago. This is for August. So there's no reason why there would not be a cash flow report unless somebody was trying to hide something. I mean, you guys make up your own mind on that. Take a look at the newsletter. You don't have to believe me. You know, this vote is being handled by somebody out of Las Vegas, Nevada. You mean to tell me there's nobody in Sacramento or Northern California that couldn't handle this voting process? And you only have 15 minutes prior to the meeting to cast your vote if you want to do it in person. Doesn't that seem suspicious to you guys? If it doesn't, why not? I mean, have we ever had any other election that's been handled that way? Think about that. Have we? Hey, it might be a conspiracy theorist, I don't know. But, I don't want to make this an attack on Christina. Christina said in her statement, her goal was to make this place beautiful. And she's done that. She's done that. And I like her. I don't want to attack her because she's a nice person. My dog likes her. If my dog likes her, that's good enough for me. And I mean this, Christina, but I see there's an abuse of the money and spending. And it's not all Christina. It's actually Marcus, Cheryl. You guys are responsible for letting that money be spent.
Jerry,
Not just
it's
Christina.
the board. We're 5 people on the board. It doesn't matter. It's 5.
It only takes 3 people to make that decision. If you have 3 people in control, those other people don't have a word. They don't have a voice. If you have 3 people in agreement on everything. And I could go on. I'm not going to. One last thing about the plants last month. The consultant did say that plants that touch the building siding might cut the life of the siding, right? And I don't know. I'm not a siding expert, but cutting, why do we have to spend millions, hundreds of thousands of dollars killing healthy plants, not sick plants, healthy plants, and replace them with hundreds of thousands of dollars of new plants when all we really have to do is just trim those plants back so they're not touching the siding. I mean, new plants, hundreds of thousands of dollars, that's like cutting off your foot instead of trimming your toenails. Guys, look at it. Come on, wake up. Don't be so naive, huh? Thanks.
Wait a minute. I'd like to respond, have a little bit of response to that. And if I'm a little curt, please forgive me. I just walked over here, and as I walked over here, my neighbor died. So I'm a little upset. But I'm going to tell you, there's more than 3 people on this board. And I, for one, and I'm going to put it out there right now, I do not approve of getting rid of the flood insurance. So any votes for that, I voted for it, against getting rid of it. So it's not 3 people on this board, it's the whole board. So please stop. I'm tired of the letters. I'm tired of everybody attacking people. Stop attacking people. We got people dying around here, and you're talking about saving a couple of bucks on some flood insurance. Come on, man.
I also want to comment on a couple things you said to clarify that were not board decisions necessarily and had heavily input from me. So just to clarify, the cash flow report was not included in the newsletter, not from some malicious act that you're claiming. It just didn't fit on the page I was trying to put everything on. So I was trying to put the board decisions with the votes on there and the scope of work because everybody's asking for transparency. So we put that in there. I ran out of space, and quite frankly, that table to me is confusing. It doesn't make a lot of sense to the average homeowner. So I personally got rid of it and then sent it to the board after the fact. So if you want to blame anyone, you can absolutely blame me. It was absolutely my decision. No malicious intent needed. And it was simply because I ran out of room on the page. Okay. So just want to put that, hold on. I'm not done. Hold on. Second, ballot box based out of Vegas absolutely does not make a difference at all because they're going to be here in person. So it doesn't really matter. You're still going to have to mail a ballot, whether it's in Sacramento or in Vegas, and they will still be here in person. And again, ballot box was given as a recommendation per my personal experience in working with them. So they approved a contract based off the advice they received from management. So if you want to place the blame on those two items for anyone, please feel free to blame me. Thank
Okay?
you.
I blame you.
Perfect.
I think the budget's, a cash flow report is more important than these contracts.
But
And there's
that's,
no
that's
reason.
not what I was hearing from the
Wait.
community respectfully.
No.
Nobody seems to understand that cash flow report. So,
Pretty easy
and-
to read.
okay, well,
Doctor.
I talk to a lot of homeowners every day, and they're more concerned was the transparency of contracts and how people are voting and the scope of work and all of that. And that May cash report is included in your financials in your packet in the open session. So the information's still there. It's just not in a newsletter.
But we got to find it.
So
Yeah,
I just want to make sure that you're still receiving that information and you're aware that you can still have it if you'd like it.
Now you can put it in that one. Just put it in this one.
It just didn't fit on the
It's
page.
Internet. It's not in more space. It's just space. It's not more money.
No, I'm literally saying it was
I
just
can't
'cause
buy,
it needed space.
I can't buy that. I just go buy your explanations.
Well, that's
mean-
kind of, okay. Well, then that's all we have to say then, and we can just end that there.
I agree to disagree.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. Left again, Don. Yes, you, yes. Dale, sorry.
Dale Shaw, 608 Elmhurst. This is so disturbing to me that I can hardly stand being here. One of the reasons that we bought in here, and I think most of the people that live here, is because this was kind of like a little refuge from all that's going on in the world. It's a beautiful place. It's the largest tree forest within a city. Friends come to visit from Florida. They have never seen anything like this. One of the other reasons we joined here and bought here was because we don't want to have to buy our own flood insurance. We don't want to have to buy our own house insurance. One of the things about being in something like this, if something happens, everybody's responsible. If I decide not to buy flood insurance and my neighbors are flooded and they decide not to, or I decide not to build back my house, then you're going to have to pay to build my house back because otherwise the whole place has gone to pot. All we have done is argue and just, it's just disgusting. And I just say, if there are people who are so unhappy with living here, I think it's time for them to pack up their bags and leave. They're going to find another place that will be much more acceptable of what they think of. You have, we just ruined the quality of living here. And after 25 years, I'm 82 years old. I don't have to deal with this kind of garbage that's going on. And I'm just sick of it. And I'm sorry, and I'm very emotional about this, but I just can't stand people just accusing everybody of nothing. And it's just a waste of time and it's a waste of money. And we're all just not friendly anymore. It's just terrible.
Thank you very much, Dale. Jim?
That was a little hard to follow. No, no pun intended. Jerry, I just wanted to offer a couple of clarifying comments about the siding. Two things. The recommendation for trimming or pulling on shrubbery around siding is one that's made professionally by the craftspeople. When landscaping originally went in, that was never a consideration by the Powells, and really has not become an issue up until the life cycle of materials has run its course. In order to protect the asset and get the craftspeople in so they can do their job, whether it be replacement of siding or painting effective with roller technique, requires in certain situations, wherever possible, to trim back, no question. But in some situations, you just can't do that. It's too woody, you can't get in there and do it. And the second thing is that if shrubs are too close to the wood siding that comes down almost to ground level, the water retention from those shrubs eats, what is the term? Leaches up? No, there's a term for it, where it wicks up into the siding itself. It shortens the life cycle of that panel by almost 50%. So there are a couple of legitimate reasons why selectively, well, they didn't do it here, but why the hell did they do it over here? And it's those two considerations. And I've walked with the contractors as part of my responsibility with grounds. And that's what consistently comes back. It's not a blanket this or a blanket that, as they really have taken a look at what needs to be done. And as it's much tighter, and as Courtney confirms, we've got a tighter handle on what the work needs to be done and what the costs are as a result of that. So just 2 points.
Thank you, Jim. Ricardo?
Yeah, hi, Ricardo Pineda, 1013 Dunbarton Circle. I commented at the Landscape Committee meeting that was held, I guess it was held in August. I've been tracking that AB 1572, the can't use potable water for watering turf. And I just want to say that I'm just going to keep on repeating the message that I think that tagging homeowners associations like Nepenthe and exempting apartments and also tagging mobile home communities is kind of arbitrary and capricious. So you let apartments keep their turf, but you make HOAs and mobile home parks have to remove theirs. Private properties can keep their turf, like private homes. So I consider it, I'm not an attorney, but I've worked a lot with attorneys in my work in water engineering. I consider it arbitrary and capricious and a violation of the Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution of the Takings Clause, where you can't take people's private property without just compensation. So if the city wants to come in and pay for the removal of the turf and put in something equivalent, that's equivalently, as aesthetic, then let them propose that. So I think it'll be a while before the city comes up with their regulations. So thank you.
Thank you, Ricardo. Jerry?
Well, it always seems like I have something to say. Jerry Gelfand, 406 Elmhurst. In any situation here in the neighborhood, you can look at an event or a problem, and you can look at it with negativity or positivity. For one thing, we do the Saturday morning coffees. We get as many as 50 people show up, and it is all positive. And I think most of us are at an age where that's what we want in our life at this point, is positivity. There isn't any reason to be negative about some of these things. Take a look at it and say, why is it negative? It doesn't have to be. Our board, our committee people, our board members are volunteers, and all they want to do is help us make this a better life. And if you get involved in what's going on here, you will find that we have some of the most wonderful people. If you need something, I guarantee you, there is help out in our neighborhood. Being negative doesn't accomplish anything. I neglected to say last time that instead of being negative to our board and our committee people, try saying thank you. They are not being paid 5 cents. All they're doing is getting a lot of guff and negativity from people. Say thank you and appreciate and understand what it is they're doing. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox.
Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate it. Anybody else? Anybody on Zoom?
I'm gonna comment on this real quick, Ashley. I see your question about unfunded reserves. And I've been talking about this a lot on what our plan is to address them. So as you know, reserves were not funded in January 2024, and they were half funded in June 2024. I have been working tirelessly with the accounting team, the GL team, to see what we can do. And I received confirmation that in August, we were able to not only fund for August reserves, but we were able to fund back January reserves and full. And then I have a plan that we're gonna try to do in September to fund back the half for June as well. There should be no issue funding that as well. So by October, we should be fully caught up. If there are any hiccups in this, I will let everybody know. But just know that funding reserves is one of the biggest priorities to me. And so it's just as important, if not more important, honestly, to me, because I know how important it is in the field I work in. So just know it's getting taken care of, and we're almost there. We're almost funded back. So just bear with me.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nicole, for this explanation. Anybody else? Oh, good. All right. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for coming.